Hello, and welcome to our fourth Alumni Highlight. My name is Jessamine Embry, and I'm a Senior Technical Officer on the Open team. I'm so excited to be interviewing a wonderful alumna of the Open program, Nafisa Khudoynazarova. Nafisa is a TESOL TEFL certified EFL teacher with more than 15 years of teaching experience. She got her TEFL certificate in 2018 from the Teacher Development Institute and TESOL certificate in 2021 from Arizona State University. Moreover, she continues her learning through taking part in American Council projects, Open MOOCs, and other professional development opportunities. She is an Open Summer 2020 alumna. She completed the Using Educational Technology in the English Language Classroom course. She's also a core trainer at the English Speaking Nations program and is the founder of the Virtual Cultural Exchange Program Agency on Facebook. She participates in a number of international projects and exchange opportunities with her students. Most recently, she and her young learners worked on a STEM-based project with Kenya's 3D UX company. She's working together with professors at Pepperdine University to do STEM-based research around cultural exchange, with her most recent project focused on a cultural exchange program with participants from Cambodia, Myanmar, and Colombia. She firmly believes by creating a real language atmosphere for her students, she can reach her desired result and her students' language proficiency will undoubtedly increase. Welcome, Nafisa. We are so excited to have you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to greet all my colleagues here and express my gratitude for being invited to such an incredible interview.
Thank you, Nafisa. We're really excited to hear about your experience. So let's dive right in. My first question today is, what drew you to teaching and education as a profession?
Well, I like teaching from my early childhood, I remember. I liked watching films or cartoons about school, teachers' lives, or something like that. We had a kind of tradition at our school that on World Teachers' Day, high school pupils ran classes for teachers, and our teachers just sat and relaxed that day. Later, during the school years in higher classes, I also ran English lessons for primary class children a couple of times, and I enjoyed the process. I understood that teaching is my piece of cake.
Wow, that is such a cool Teachers' Day tradition. I bet a lot of teachers around the world would like to have that happen in their school. Now that you're teaching, would you tell us more about your experience in your Open program course? What was your biggest learning?
Well, as you mentioned in my introduction, I took the Using Educational Technology in the English Language Classroom course. It is pretty difficult to highlight one thing in it, since each of the modules were unique by their design and content, and each of them were extremely productive. After each module I completed, I realized some more positive changes I could make in my methodology, which helped me to feel more confident in using technology in my classes. This course taught me how to use computer-assisted language learning and how technology affects language teaching in the 21st century. The course also taught me to teach writing through technology by selecting appropriate modal text, showcasing technology-supported help options, considering the audience for writing activities, and developing writing strategies. To teach speaking skills and focus on the sounds and accents that are relevant for my learners. But my major takeaway from this course was utilizing Google Docs, since it was before pandemic times, and this knowledge greatly helped me design my virtual classes. And both I and my learners enjoyed the process of online study then, which was easy through using this educational technology.
It's really great to hear that your course was able to help you prepare for the shift to virtual schooling. Can you tell us, how have you been able to cascade your knowledge since becoming an alumna?
Cascading, favorite part. I like it because I like sharing my knowledge with others who really need it. First, I began with my colleagues from my school, then conducted a webinar where approximately 15 teachers joined. I gave them information about the technology tools they could use during online studies. Later, there was a regional seminar in our city where I presented more, but I didn't give the participants exact materials from the course, but just instructed them how to use each technology in their classroom.
How wonderful. It's really great to hear about the creative ways that you've been sharing your open learning with your colleagues. Can you share a little bit more about what a day in your school looks like, whether that's virtual or in person?
Oh, it begins at 8 a.m. and finishes at 5 p.m. Each morning I begin with my day, which includes my 7 or 8 hours of English classes, my volunteering job, and my office hours. Outside of teaching, I do some volunteering work in the school named Kind Caps, where we work with school children to collect raw materials like plastic bottle caps and hand them over to an organization which sells them and then purchase the income for the wheelchairs for disabled children. During breaks, the children from all over the school bring these raw materials to my room. So, moreover, twice a week, we have scheduled virtual meetings with the pupils from the other countries like Brazil, Colombia, Cambodia, Myanmar, the USA, and the others. So I plan those sessions too. I try to appoint at least 1 hour a week to hold office hours for my students in order to prepare and practice our presentations for these virtual meetings.
Wow, it sounds like you have a lot of responsibility and activities in your day. I'm sure your students are just so thrilled to have these experiences with you. Can you tell us a little bit more about your students, what age level you teach, a little bit about what makes that age level that you teach great, and maybe what might be a unique challenge that you face when you're teaching them?
Wow, that's a good question. I teach young teenagers who are in grades 7 to 9. So in this age, they increase abstract thinking and improve problem-solving skills, so test hypotheses, and they are great risk takers. The thing which makes this age level great is in this age, they are extremely curious. I see how their parents are also trying to give them everything to make them knowledgeable. But unfortunately, most of them are tied just to their cell phones and don't realize what is going on in their surroundings. Mobile mania, as I call it, it causes a huge problem in the lives of nowadays children, in my opinion.
Mobile mania. That's such a cool phrase. I love it. I know a lot of parents and teachers struggle with the use of cell phones and other devices and how best to manage the reality that the students want to use them frequently while also wanting their attention to be focused on learning. When you have your students' attention, what's your favorite topic to teach your students?
I like teaching culture. I think this is the most important aspect for learners who are learning foreign languages. Exploring other countries' cultures is valuable. Moreover, virtual cultural exchange meetings provide an opportunity to get acquainted with the heritage and history of these countries, hearing and watching it firsthand and staying at home on the safe side.
It's such a great topic. On the flip side, are there any topics that you find challenging to teach, and how do you overcome those challenges?
Again, culture, I would say, since until you live in the country whose language you are learning, you will not be able to truly understand it, unfortunately. So in the virtual events I'm organizing for my students, my initial goal was to push my students into an English world, to scaffold them on their way of exploring new worlds, to help them understand their cultures so that all this together makes sense for my curious learners to dive deeply into a language learning atmosphere.
Absolutely. It's always helpful to contextualize a new language with its culture because languages can often be a reflection of the cultures that they come from. For our last question today, we wanted to ask, how have you been using the community of practice to further your learning as an open program alumna?
The community of practice is an excellent place where all like-minded people can collaborate to power up their teaching methods, which gives an opportunity to enhance our professionalism, share ideas, and get experience. All the highlights of this community motivate us as leaders, as teachers, and as colleagues. Personally, I get so many ideas from my colleagues here to improve my skills. In addition, live events, mock courses, resources for teachers, all of these things are extremely productive for us. I would like to express my gratitude for the organizers of these courses, and I highly appreciate the opportunity given me.
We are so glad to hear that the community of practice has been a good place for you to collaborate and learn with others. I want to thank you again, Nafisa, for sharing your experience with us. It's been an absolute pleasure hearing from you and hearing about your school and the role Open and the community of practice has played in your work. This is not a live session, but Nafisa will be answering questions and comments on this video all week. So feel free to share your thoughts on what she has shared or ask her any questions you have. We hope you will tune in to our next alumni highlight in December, when we will virtually travel to another region in the world. Check out the video in December to see where we go.